Rabb Daniel was once asked, how is it possible to walk in the streets, especially today, and be able to keep focused and not let one's eyes go astray, as it says, and we say it every single day, Lo sasuru, or in the Hasidic version, Lo sasiri, acharei levavchem, don't follow the hearts and the eyes, the desires of your hearts and eyes. How is that something that a person is able to be in control of? It's interesting that in the Zohar HaKadosh, it speaks about the neshama yesera, the actual neshama we get Friday on Shabbos, Friday night. And there's really, according to the Zohar, it's a tosefes, and that means an additional soul, but it says also Ruach HaKodesh. So Rabb Daniel Daniel Frisch, who was a big tzaddik and wrote the Perush on the Zohar HaKadosh, so he writes that it's two things really that are being added to a person Friday night. There's actually three according to the Ramak, but mainly there's the neshama, which is the moyach, a person's mind has a great expansion of consciousness, and then there's also the ruach, which represents a koach hadibur, the ability to speak and express deep thoughts. And that's why, in fact, the Zohar says, we just had it in the Choik, the Zohar says that a person, when he says chidushim, when people have new insights on Shabbos, there's something so special, because the soul, when it comes, the additional part of the soul after Shabbos goes back up to Shamayim, and there's an incredible pleasure that's being given, so to speak, in front of Hashem and all His hosts, of the chidushim, of any new insights that a person says on Shabbos. So therefore it's very important, of course, to designate time to learn and to try to focus. Now, but in any case, getting back to Rabb Daniel, so he was asked, how do you focus in the streets? So first of all, he said, get used to looking at the sidewalk. A person, especially today, people many times, we are that fish type of syndrome, where we can't focus on one thing for 1 second. But this is a training. This is called the Slabatka training. It's a training that in the yeshiva world, in the past in Europe and in Grodno and Lithuania and all the different places, it was something so major. And today it's almost a lost art to be able to focus on things and decide, okay, when I'm driving, I'm not looking around at every single house and every single person. I'm focused. Another additional way to strengthen the concept of focus, especially in these days, in the summer, etc. You're driving, there's so many things that a person could lose his focus, is to decide, what am I going to think about? The Rambam writes that a person's heart only goes astray and his mind when his mind is not filled with Torah. If I decide that I'm going to drive now for 15 minutes because I have to go somewhere to a wedding, so to the atrium, in months you could take 15-20 minutes, I'm going to decide to be thinking about one concept. Hakar Satov, I'm going to thank Hashem. There's so much, Rabb Daniel speaks about at length, how much there is to be thankful, and you'll see how enjoyable it is, that suddenly you'll catch yourself and you'll say, let me focus on my breath. The Chazal say, our sages teach us, that every neshima, kol neshima u neshima tehalaka, we could sing praises for every single breath. And this goes on every detail. You won't be finished. There's so much to sing about. Recently, someone sent me an incredible video. I asked someone who knows a little bit more about music to verify this, but there was someone, forgot his name, what he did was, he took the sounding of the crickets sounding their famous noise, which could be quite noisy. What he did was, he musically slowed it down, and he was able to identify different stages where they're connecting to each other, the male, the female, all the different stages, and it was an absolutely beautiful harmonical sound, totally different than the actual usual sound that we hear. The entire creation is singing, as we know already from Perek Shira. David HaMelech is attributed to David HaMelech. So if the animals and the creatures and the trees are all singing, the Gemara says in Maseches Sukkah that Rabbi Yochanan understood the conversation that took place between the trees. So especially these days, these beautiful days, to be able to look at creation, to know at least, we don't know, I wish we could tune in to the frequency of the singing of the trees, but at least we should be singing. So having a beautiful musical day. Hatzach Rabbah to everyone.